I can't believe you guys effing screwed me. I can't tell you how peed I am. That was Lewis Hamilton's enraged reaction after Mercedes decided to keep him out on medium tyres during a late race safety car in Formula One's Dutch Grand Prix. This resulted in Verstappen eating Hamilton up on the safety car restart and sprinting clear to win the Dutch GP for the second year in a row, while Hamilton dropped to 4th with teammate George Russell, who Mercedes did pit for softs, and Charles Leclerc also passing. So did Mercedes make a mistake with Hamilton's plan, or was defeat unavoidable? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff believes that not pitting Lewis Hamilton at the conclusion of the Dutch Grand Prix was the right thing to do to contend for the race win. The team elected to not pit Hamilton during the last safety car period, while he was on medium tyres, while Red Bull chose to pit Max Verstappen for a pair of softs to finish the race. George Russell also made the decision to pit for soft tyres, which enraged Hamilton over the team radio, accusing the crew of ruining his race. It is highly emotional for the driver. You are that close to be racing for the win, and then you've been eaten up. So it's clear that every emotion comes out, Wolff said on Sky Sports F1. You, as the driver in the cockpit, you are alone, and you don't see what is happening. We discussed in a moment, are we taking risk for the race win? Yes, we're taking risks. And he had a hard tyre that was 5 laps old from the medium. Holding position was the right thing to do, Wolff said. At the end, it didn't work out for him, but I'd rather take the risk to win the race with Lewis than finish 2nd or 3rd. Lewis was ahead, so you always have a little bit longer with the call from those behind. You can do 2 things. You can either pit Lewis and lose track position against Verstappen and leave George out screwed, or you can pit both screwed. So it was worth taking the risk. If you do that, let's leave both out, you have both on an old tyre, but this would have guaranteed 2nd and 3rd, and we wouldn't have raced for the win with Lewis. Mercedes employed an aggressive strategy, pitting both of their drivers on hard tyres for one stop and going all the way to the finish, which led Red Bull and Ferrari to rethink their strategies. Wolff believes they would have had a fair shot at winning the race if Yuki Tsunoda had not deployed the virtual safety car. The simulation said Max would have come out 8 seconds behind us with 20 laps to go, Wolff told media. But obviously, he would have probably pitted on the hard at that time, and I think we would have had a fair shot to win the race. I said, the win is on. Tight, but on. In this scenario, Wolff believes Verstappen would have caught both Mercedes drivers in the race's last 6 laps, meaning that the Mercedes drivers had the end of the race to defend a 1-2 finish. Wolff also doubted that pitting both cars for fresh softs would have worked because it would have put both Hamilton and Russell behind Verstappen at the restart, and on the same tyres, unable to attack the Red Bull driver. I think the Red Bull has so much straight line speed that all on the same tyre out there is no way we are winning, he added. I think we can look at the positives, and this is what I just discussed with Lewis. There is so much positive to take. Of course, 2nd and 4th is annoying, but we felt we had a good race car here. That's what is most important, and you've got to take risks where we are. However, with this strategy, Hamilton was powerless to prevent those on softer and younger tyres from passing him, with the British driver sliding from 1st to 4th and Verstappen winning the race. He was sure to let Mercedes know. During the race, Hamilton expressed his displeasure with Mercedes' strategy call over team radio. I can't believe you guys screwed me like that. I can't tell you how pissed I am right now. And only after the race, Hamilton apologized to Mercedes and admitted that his emotions got the best of him after battling for the win until the late safety car period. I was just on the edge of breaking point with emotions and my apologies to the team because I don't even remember what I said. I just lost it for a second, Hamilton said. But I think they know that there is just so much passion, and I want to look at it as a glass half full. We came here struggling from last race. We were fighting against the Red Bulls today. We were quicker than most at many points. Without the safety car, I think we'd have been challenging them for the win at the end on the one stop, which I don't think the others could do. So many great things to take from it. The car was finally working. If this can be the same in the future races, we're going to be continuing to breathe down their necks and we're going to get that win. And after apologizing, Lewis Hamilton has revealed that Mercedes did not have an easy Formula 1 strategic decision to make during the Dutch Grand Prix due to the safety car. At Zandvoort, Hamilton was attempting a one-stop strategy in order to win his first race of the season versus two-stopping Max Verstappen. Hamilton was reflective after the race, but optimistic that the pace Mercedes demonstrated in the Netherlands would propel them to victory. Today wasn't an easy call, the 7-time champion explained to media. Of course, you could always look back at all the extreme scenarios and say we could or would have made a different choice, but that's not life. It is not for me. I was hoping to get a podium. I was hopeful to get a first or second at least, but we move on. I'm dying to get back in that race and have the opportunity to fight Max, but the day hasn't come yet. I don't know if they had a gap to do a stop and benefit from it, so I thought it will be at the same time maybe. My tyres were feeling good, so I would have preferred to have been on a one stop and being on the hards. That was the better one for me, but then we had to stop. But his race could have ended earlier due to a moment of confusion between the Mercedes drivers caused by the difference in tyres. During the safety car interval caused by Valtteri Bottas's stranded Alfa Romeo, Russell took advantage of the opportunity to call his own shots and requested a set of soft tyres to finish the race. Russell gave up second place to race winner Max Verstappen as Hamilton stuck out on used mediums, costing him the lead as Verstappen chased the Briton over the turn 14 embankment and swiped through at the end of the straight. Russell then caught and passed Hamilton ahead of the 64th lap, although he was inches away from clouting his teammate's back end as he cut through the slipstream to position his W13 on the inside into turn 1. According to the 24-year-old, this was a confusing moment between the two as they tried to predict each other's moves. Obviously, with that I would say, with Lewis, we just had a bit of confusion. I came out just as he defended, Russell explained. It could have been a bit nasty, but, we've got to respect the two of us, so it's all good. Russell also reiterated his thoughts on the Mercedes strategy during the safety car period, believing that the team's greatest chance of winning at Zandvoort was to split its tactics and hedge its risks. Although Russell acknowledged that it was a difficult decision to make and that Hamilton's performance was eventually deserved of a podium position, he stated the outcome could have been different if the medium tyre had been able to fire up. I think, as a team, it was an incredibly difficult decision. Because we both pitted, we would have conceded the position to Max. Had we both stayed out, we probably both would have lost out to Max as well, Russell elucidated. The best chance we as a team had of victory was splitting the cars. One to stay ahead of Max, one to stay behind and see what happened. If Hamilton could have just got those tyres restarted, it could have been different. But, it was always going to be very, very challenging for him. I'm sure Lewis wanted to go for it, as a racing driver, and where we are at the moment as a team, we want to win. We're obviously really happy with the points, just being consistent getting them on the board. But ultimately, no one remembers who finishes second in the championship, so we want to win a race. And so, the weekend ends for Mercedes. What looked like one of their first real shots at a win after Silverstone turned into a miserable P2 and P4. Do you think the strategy calls Mercedes made were the right ones to make? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.